Assalamu alaikum, good evening, namaskaram, and a warm welcome to all the honorable guests and everyone else present here. I'm Rana Najib. I'm the MC for today's webinar and also the daughter-in-law of Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin.
Oh, great.
As we all know, today marks a very special day for Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin as he completes 50 golden years in the blessed land of UAE. On this special day, he is filled with emotions and he would love to take this opportunity to express his gratitude and also pass on an important message to the next generation. We have three very special guests with us here today who have played a crucial role in Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin's journey, who have taken out time from their busy schedules to grace this occasion. Sheikh Sultan Saud Al Qasmi, Chairman of Burjeel Geojit Financial Services and founder of Burjeel Art Foundation. He is also an international columnist and an avid researcher. Welcome to this program, Sheikh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have Mr. C.J. George, Managing Director of Geojit Financial Services and Director of Burjeel Geojit Financial Services, who would be attending in a short while. And next is someone who needs no introduction, Padma Shri Dr. Azad Moopen, Founder, Chairman and Managing Director of Aster DM Healthcare. Welcome to this program, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome, Doctor. Before we begin, I would like to take you all through the agenda for today. We have planned the program in two sessions. The first one would be a Thanksgiving session by Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin. Following that, our honorary guests and few of Mr. Shamsuddin's well-wishers will speak a few words on his and his beloved son, Mr. Sami Shamsuddin, will be presenting the vote of thanks. And next would be an educational session on the topic Financial Discipline Post-COVID-19 by Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, and post which there will be a Q&A session that's open to all. A couple of years back, I had the opportunity to be part of Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin's book launch at the Sharjah Expo. I truly feel privileged to get an opportunity once again to be part of yet another milestone in his life. Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, known to the Indian diaspora as Pravasi Bandhu, and whom we lovingly call at home as Daddy Pa, is truly one of a kind. His life is a walking example of dedication and empathy to fellow human beings. I still remember one of these days after the COVID-19 hit the world, he looked completely distressed. When I asked him what the matter was, he said that he had been receiving several calls from expatriates since morning who were sharing their grievances on how COVID-19 was affecting their jobs and personal lives. He has always been a shoulder to lean on for expatriates during their tough times, someone who could guide them, encourage them, and instill positivity in every matter. I know for sure that he strives by the quote, if you show mercy to those who are on the earth, the Almighty who is in the heaven will show mercy to you. With this beautiful quote, may I please request Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin to take over the session.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you.
The respected Sheikh Sultan bin Saud Al Qasmi, Mr. C.J. George, Dr. Azad Moopen, Dr. Mr. E.P. Kurian, Mr. Sudesh Agarwal, Mr. Saji, Mr. Ramesh Krishnamurthy, Dr. Muhammad Qasim, Dr. Krishnan, and all other members attended here. Very good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Namaskar. In fact, this day is very important in my life. 50 years ago, 21st July 1970, I arrived in Dubai by ships called Sardana and moved to Sharjah, what you are seeing today. Today, Dubai and Sharjah, entire UAE is entirely different. If I compare with the time I see these two places in 1970. I came here with the two promises from my father. That was never send money by Hawala to India. That is one. Secondly, never look into, if you see a heap of gold, if it is not yours, never look into that. I am proud to say I am strictly following my father's advice all the years in the coming years as well. First of all, I thank the Almighty God to give me an opportunity to live this beautiful country and to have enough financial resources to look after my family as well as fellow being all these years for their betterment. I am fortunate to live in this country like UAE, which is a home to nearly 200 nationalities, most secure, most peaceful in the planet, a country of compassion, tolerance, harmonious meeting place of all religions in the world, a cultural language meeting center of all the countries, a uniqueness of UAE, that is this speciality I have to say. I express my sincere thanks to this nation as well as the countrymen, the nationals of this country, all the residents of UAE. My sincere thanks to visionary leaders who were the architect of the great nation. Late His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, late His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, and my sincere thanks to His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, President of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi, who is following the vision and footstep of the UAE's illustrious father of the nation. My sincere thanks to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE and ruler of Dubai. My sincere thanks to His Highness Sheikh Sultan, Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasmi, ruler of Sharjah, where I am living last 50 years. In fact, if to get a good sleep, I have to come to Sharjah. That is present condition of mine, because I lived in this beautiful country more than two-thirds of my life. Let me narrate a small incident in my life that was turning point of my life and choose a mission in my life. There was two persons when I came to Sharjah in our bachelor's room. They spent more than a decade in this country, but they want to go back to India because of the bad health condition. Unfortunately, they don't have enough money to buy the ticket for up to Bombay, because people were going by ship at that time. That was the situation of the two persons. In fact, I had a quality in my life which started about 13 years of age, educating people on the saving. I was quite upset when I saw that situation. I started to find what is the reason of all this situation. I found a fact: all these people were sending money by Hawala to their family, non-banking channel. When they receive that money back home, immediately they will spend it. That was the situation. So I started to tell people, instead of sending money, you must open an account. First time, I made an example by opening an NRE account in India. When I asked for the bank to get the application forms, I requested to send 50 application forms also along with that. I advised people the need of opening a bank account. Fortunately, I don't know, all of them fully obey my advices from that time onwards. Everyone opened account. They started sending money by normal banking channel. The result was they're sending at the same time a check to the family. When they collect money from the bank, started using that money, what happened? There was some kind of discipline in the family. They kept the money, the people send money from the normal bank, there will be some balance. Only other deposit or investment opportunity available in India was investment in Unit Trust of India, UTI. When I find people are having some money, I also had some saving. I also applied for the UTI US 1964 as a passion. I requested some application forms. I advised people to go investment in a Unit Trust of India. After a few years, I received one letter along with the application from Mr. A.P. Kurian, who is attending this webinar. He was the Executive Trust and Marketing Head of UTA at that time. I met him in 1976, March. He told me, in Malayalam, I can say, കുഞ്ഞ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കുറേ ബിസിനസ് തരുന്നു, പക്ഷെ കുഞ്ഞിന് യാതൊരു പ്രതിഫലവും കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് കുഞ്ഞിന് ഞാൻ ആദ്യത്തെ UTIയുടെ അന്തർദേശീയ ഏജന്റാക്കി അപ്പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. That means he decided to me appoint as international first foreign agent of Unit Trust of India, because I was giving a lot of business to UTI without getting any financial benefit. So that was the first change in my life, because I understood by doing this, there will be some income also. I take this opportunity in presence of this more than 115 people to express my regards and gratitude, Mr. A.P. Kurian, who is presenting here. Thereafter, the same visit of my Indian visit for my wedding, same month, it happened March 28 in 1976. Same month, the next month, I had an opportunity to apply for a IPO, Keltron Component Complex. I realized one fact later, NRIS not permitted to apply public issues of Indian companies. When I realized that fact, I started sending representation to Government of India to permit NRIs to apply for IPO. That was one of the time India had less than 40 billion US dollar foreign currency reserve. So I mentioned all my representations. By giving an opportunity, the India's foreign currency reserve will increase. The next year, Government of India permitted NRIs to apply for IPOs. That was a change in the entire corporate system in India. Then next year onwards, 1979, Telco, a Tata company, Tata Motors, presently the name is Tata Motors, made first IPO for NRIs. I had an opportunity to take 200 application forms from the registrar of the company, the managing what is called the manager of the issue, JM Finance, from chairman of that JM Finance. And I utilized that application to apply for the IPO through all my UTI customers. I sent the details to him. He sent a message. Unfortunately, I cannot give any compensation to you, but in the future, you are going to get a lot of benefit by using our sub-broker code. So automatically, I become a sub-broker of Indian companies. Later, I had an opportunity to give India's topmost, all the blue chip companies who came for the public, for NRIs, to NRE diaspora. Some of the companies are TCS, ITC, Asian Paints, Dr. Reddy's. These are some of the companies. These companies are, in fact, multi-baggers. If I say one of the example, a person who invested in 1983 5,000 in ITC, the present value is total holding of the shares is 1.5 crore rupees, an investment of just 5,000 rupees. Similarly, all other companies I mentioned, all of them, if they are keeping the initial, all the shares they receive by bonus and bonus, they all crore-padis. That is a current scenario. And after that, I was doing all this work when I was working the government service as a part-time job. When I start this activity, promoting IPOs and selling shares for the Indian diaspora, that activity became my full-time activity. Then I decided to resign from my government service to start up an office in Sharjah. I made an attempt 3 times to a legalized office. Unfortunately, all failed. Finally, a great personality, Mr. Saud Mazroi, I met. He was a marketing manager of Hamriya Free Zone. I met him. He given contact. That is one of his schoolmates. That person is one energetic person. He is 1 year younger than my eldest son. That was none other than Sheikh Sultan bin Saud Al Qasmi. My first meeting itself, it is a solid meeting. He agreed to start his own company as a joint venture with Mr. C.J. Jor, the company of C.J. Jor, that is Burjeel Geojit Financial Service. When the Geojit Financial Service joined with the Sheikh Sultan's, the existing company, Al Saud Securities, the name has changed. One of the pet name of Sheikh Sultan, Burjeel, is an art lover. He has given the emblem of Burjeel and suggested me, we want to give this name, we have to change the name. And we changed the name to Burjeel Geojit Financial Service, now we call. Today, we have more than 200,000 customers, satisfied customers in UAE. We have 4 branches. That attempt made to get another branch, joint ventures, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Kuwait, Oman, with the Geojit. Today, this company is doing extremely well, fortunately. I am very, very thankful to Sheikh Sultan bin Saud Al Qasmi to accept my offer at that time. That was, I met him 2000 December, I hope. 2000 October 2nd, after a lot of effort, the final central bank permission we received, we started office. We moved from Sharjah to Dubai, our head office, we started. This particular occasion, I have to remember and prayer for a very important personality is none other than Sheikh Saud Khalid bin Khalid Al Qasmi, the beloved father of Sheikh Sultan bin Al Qasmi. My sincere thanks to Sheikh Sultan's family, as well as one of the director is Sheikh Saud bin Majid Al Qasmi in our board. Entire family is very close to Barjil Geojit. All of them are the members of this particular company when we start. So we all very much indebted to entire Sheikh Sultan's family. Looking back to 1970, the incident I mentioned, what I came across. Today, that incident reached to this level. I had a chance to be a director of a company because of grace as a noble person like Mrs. E.J. Jor. And that company, I was the board till 2002. When we started this company, I completely moved to Barjil Geojit, and it is doing very well. And today, Geojit is a company which has more than 500 branches all over India and more than 3,000 people working in it and a large number of satisfied investors and customers all over India. Now, one of the very important thing I want to say, 2001 and the 90s, I can say, the people coming to UAE and other GCC countries were very strong flow. After that, what happened? The condition of the diaspora became so much of problematic. Most of the people fell into the trap of the loan, various type of loans, personal loans, credit card loans, and individual lenders. The individual lenders means 120% is the interest rate. This was the situation. After seeing that situation, I thought whatever I was doing at that time, I was working about 18 hours. Even today, I am working for the society about 18 hours. After doing all this, I found the situation is so bad. So I thought what I am doing, it must be very systematic and very organized. So I decided to set up a charitable trust called Pravasi Bandhu Welfare Trust in India. That was 2001, August 18th. This next day, I organized a press conference in Kerala and announced that my intention, I want to guide the NRIs for the financial discipline, financial planning, and their saving and investment to have a happy retired life when they return back to their country. That is not only for Indians, all the expatriates. After publishing the press conference and press report, all the media gave me full support. A person in front of me offered me to do a weekly radio program. He will give a presentation in that regard after my talk this particular time. And after that, I had a chance to conduct more than 500 classes and more than 1,000 radio programs, more than 800 TV programs. Even during the lockdown, Corona lockdown, I conducted 42 webinars. Today, after this program, the main program, there is another session of the program that is for the general public. There I will be talking the future life of the Indian diaspora after Corona period. The situation entirely different. How we have to prepare, how we have to plan, what will be the strategies. These are the things I will be discussing. I have very simple formula for the people to give. That is, each and everyone can save money. That is very simple. Only thing they have to do is decide to save at least 20% of the earning, keep aside, and think in the mind what is remaining after 20% that is my income. That is my earning. Live within that earning. Use and have a proper financial discipline as well as one family budget and the individual budget. If a person has that, everyone can save. Today, fortunately, hundreds of thousands people living very happily back home and having perfect monthly income from their effort. And today, some people lost the job. Even the lost job also, they are contacting me saying that we are so happy, we are going back to India because your advice, we made investment, we are very happy by going back at this time. But that is not enough. I need to do something more to the society. I feel it is my duty as a world citizen to serve the society in whatever humble way I can. The Almighty has bestowed on me the service and human being to the contented, happy. I am so contented. Whatever I received in this world, my life, all these years, I am so happy. It is enough for me as well as my family. Now, I remember the continuous quoting of great late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, beloved founder of the UAE, had once said, the Almighty had given us the wealth to the shared among the most needy. We are just a custodian of the wealth and not the real owner. So, this has inspired me to set aside a part of my wealth for the good of the society. I am glad to announce in this audience my decision setting up a charitable foundation for that purpose. The foundation will focus in the educational support to the financially backward and academically outstanding students. Before ending my words, I have some appeal to the society, the entire diaspora. All you can imagine my age. I don't know how long I can live in this world. God will, how long will permit to do what I am doing. So I have a request to each and every one. I am asking even the media the need of more and more people come forward to continue what I am doing for the society, because it is highly needed. The situation is worse than before. People need guidance and advice. So I request my dear friends, come forward. I am ready to train you from all over Gulf to give similar advices and make them happy. That is the first one. Second, appeal to diaspora and all the Indian community, entire GCC countries is, we Indians are the largest expatriates community in UAE and other GCC countries. We are always in the forefront with the government for social services. We have a reputation as law-binding community in all these countries. We must try to get more respect from UAE government, all authorities, as well as all other GCC countries. We must respect the cultural languages of the country where we are living. Strictly follow the rule and regulations of the country where we live. We must create a situation that each and everyone living in this country respect all of us. For that, we must respect others, their culture, their language, their lifestyle, their country. So we also will get the best respect from everyone, the countrymen, all the other nationalities. India's Prime Minister, first India's Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru once said that Indian diaspora is the unofficial ambassadors of India. So we all are unofficial ambassadors. So our action will be the goodwill of India. So we have to strengthen our relation already solid with the UAE, and we have to strengthen more and more. Jai UAE, Jai Hind. Thank you. Rana, you can take up.
Thank you so much, Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, for taking us on your journey down the memory lane. Now, I kindly request Sheikh Sultan to speak a few words.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Sheikh.
Yes, audible.
First of all, thank you so much, all of you, and I hope everyone's safe wherever they are and your families are well. Thank you, Shamsuddin, for the lovely words that you said. It gives me great pleasure to be amongst you all here today. There's so many familiar faces of people and people I have not seen in a very long time. Hello, Mr. Kurian as well. I'm very proud to be given this opportunity to share my thoughts about my dear friend and colleague, K.V. Shamsuddin. It was in the year 2000 that my friend, as Mr. Shamsuddin mentioned, Saoud Al-Mazrou'i, who was a childhood friend and was then marketing manager and now is the director of Hamriya Free Zone and Sharjah International Airport Free Zone. He told me about a courteous man who is keen on helping the NRI community invest their monies back in the stock market and back in their country. So I decided to meet, and within a few days, Shamsuddin visited me in our old office in Sharjah that we vacated. My late father was also around, and he complimented Shamsuddin on being so courteous as well. And over the next few months, Shamsuddin and I met repeatedly over and over again as he recalled the story of us activating the license that my family had. And of course, we were able to activate this stock brokerage license. And you have to keep in mind that this is only 2 years after a major financial crisis in the UAE and the Gulf. So everyone was surprised. Why are you interested in creating a new financial company? Anyway, really, even though I consider that to be a great achievement, for me, the greater achievement, much greater, is getting to know K.V. Shamsuddin. We got to have a very close relationship. I even discovered that his son and his son Samish and I share the same birthday. So that was very interesting. Shamsuddin has been in the UAE for the past half century. He has been an exemplary member of society and has contributed to the social cohesion of the community through his numerous initiatives, not least educating those of us who did not have the opportunity to study investment and home economics and financial planning. I have personally learned a great deal from Shamsuddin, even though I have 3 financial degrees. I think I learned from you, Shamsuddin, much more than all these degrees put together. I recall visiting India so many times with Shamsuddin, and in one instance, I had the huge honor of visiting his late mother, peace be upon her, in the beautiful hometown. Was it Chavakad, I think, in Kerala? It was. And I realized that Shamsuddin is loved on both sides of the Arabian Sea. So he's loved here and loved in India. People were greeting him enthusiastically and welcoming him back on his visit. Shamsuddin is a great representative. You just quoted Jawaharlal Nehru, not only of India, but also of the UAE. Everywhere he goes, he embodies the values of both nations and of greater humanity. Shamsuddin is a credit not only to each of our countries, but I'm also proud to have known him over the past 2 decades. Thank you, Shamsuddin, for everything you have done. And I will end my words here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheikh Sultan, for your very kind words. Fortunately, we have Mr. C.J. George, the Managing Director of Geojit Financial Services and Director of Virgil Geojit Financial Services. He is with us here today. May I please request Mr. C.J. George to speak a few words.
Hi, Shamsuddin. Hi, friends. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to, come on video, although I wanted to, because I'm joining this important function from a remote village in Kerala. So I have a bandwidth problem, for which I'm feeling sorry. Shamsuddin, this is an important day for you. 50 years in UAE and 50 years of building relationship between India and UAE. It's absolutely great. There is no doubt about it. I have last 25 years of relationship with Mr. Shamsuddin. Only because of him, this joint venture for NRI services in UAE could be established. And Shamsuddin is the only reason why we could establish an entity over there with the partnership of Sheikh Sultan Al Qasimi, which has done very well. I must say that I have never ever met anyone in my life who has so much of commitment to investors. Shamsuddin is not an investment consultant. He is more of a preacher, I must say, or an evangelist of savings. So whenever he talks, his commitment is very, very evident in his talks. And that commitment is to the society and to inculcate the habit of savings and investment among people. Even today, he continues that aggressively. And as he announced here today, he wants to continue that much more aggressively in future. I am very sure about one aspect of it. Shamsuddin really works very hard among, particularly at a level of people who really need to save money for their future. He is not somebody who is working among the rich and wealthy. He is actually working among the people, the working class people who came to UAE from Kerala and other parts of India. And he has been working with them, preaching with them, evangelizing with them on the need of savings. I am very impressed by the life of Mr. Shamsuddin. Also, I must tell you that Mrs. Shamsuddin has definitely played an important role in his life. The initial years when I knew him, she was with him as a partner in his business. So the kind of support Mrs. Shamsuddin and his children gave to him to continue this important fight for savings in the society is something that we must all appreciate. Mr. Shamsuddin, once again, let me express my gratitude for the opportunity to associate with you and for providing this opportunity to associate with Sheikh Sultan through the partnership. Wish you all the very best. I'm very sure another 50 years you will continue in UAE and serve the NRIs over there. Thank you and all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George.
Thank you, Mr. George, for your kind words. Now we have Dr. Azad Moopen, who is the founder, chairman, and managing director of Aster DM Healthcare. May I now request Dr. Azad Moopen to speak a few words?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Respected Sheikh Sultan, Mr. C.J. George, and of course the star of the day, Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, and all the audience. I consider it a proud privilege to be present today while we are celebrating the 50th year. That's a golden jubilee of a man with golden heart. 50 years is a big milestone, and he has come to this land of opportunity, this oasis of peace and prosperity in the middle of the desert, when it was really a desert, not like when we came, it was much different. In 70s, it was a real desert, and he came here, and then the 50 years, then history shows that what he has achieved. It is not that he has made an empire like many of us might have done, but what he has done, he has created an empire in the hearts of the people. That also in the common man, the hearts of the common man. That is Shamsuddin. And that's the difference between many of us and Shamsuddin, because he lives in the hearts of the poor people, as well as the people who needed his advice. He has a caring mission with a golden vision. So that is something which is dependent on his basic knowledge of financial discipline. That is his forte. What is important is the financial discipline. I remember Warren Buffett saying that we do not save what is left after spending, but we spend what is left after saving. That is very important. We have to learn that financial discipline to spend what is left after saving. And this is exactly what Shamsuddin was teaching everyone, especially the people who were earning very little, but going back to their country and living like kings, whereas they were actually paupers when you look back. They didn't have that money to spend, but they wanted to show off, and they were actually spending money, and they were going to ruins. So that he recognized, and he conducted, like what he said, 500 classes, 1,000 radio programs, and all this went into the hearts of the poor people who always remember him. And now situations like this, what has come now, the COVID, many people going back, he is remembered every day, and people pray for him, and that is his strength. I really appreciate what he has done. Apart from what he has done on the basis of his knowledge, the advocacy that he was carrying out at the highest level for many things which he achieved in the last 50 years at the level, in the government and all, because of his knowledge as well as contacts. The real Shamsuddin lives in the hearts of the poor and the needy people, the financially illiterate people, who he taught finance and the importance of saving as well as taking care of their reserves. And I don't want to prolong. He has today shown that while he is celebrating his 50th anniversary in UAE, he definitely remembering the visionary rulers and the people who helped him and showing gratitude for that. He also pledged part of his wealth as well as his knowledge for the benefit of the people. So that is real Shamsuddin. And I remember again that every act of charity is a stepping stone to heaven. And may Allah bless him and his family with all that is best in this world and in Akhirah, and may he be given all that is good in life. So once again, congratulations and thank you for Shamsuddin for being what you are. And we hope and pray that you live for many more decades to serve the people and serve humanity. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Doctor. You are always a guide to me, always support me, and all the time I remember.
Thank you.
Ameen to all the duas by Dr. Azad Moopen. Thank you very much, Doctor, for your kind words. Next, we have someone who is very dearest to Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, Shri A.P. Kurian, former executive trustee of UTI and chairman of Association of Mutual Funds India, the AMFI, chairman of Geojit Financial Services. Sir appointed him as the first overseas agent of UTI. May I kindly request you to speak a few words on this occasion, sir?
Yes, it's on this occasion of the golden jubilee or golden moment of the journey of 50 long years and yet remaining absolutely fresh, green, bright and lovely at heart. I have the pleasure of knowing him for four years less than 50. As Shamsuddin rightly said, that in 1976, in a meeting, I spotted this young man at that time with a spark in him, with a brightness in him. So I have noticed that he is distributing the 1964 unit scheme forms. Then I requested him to come and meet me in the office, which he did. So from that time onwards, an association started. And how things changed, and he joined with C.J. George, came to Virgil and C.J. George company of which I was the chairman. So we had an interactive relationship. We started as professional relationship, which blossomed into a personal relationship with mutually respecting, honoring, and loving each other. He has been, on this golden day of his 50th year, I would only say he is a blessed man with golden qualities. At that age, 50 years ago, to think of being a financial advisor and telling the people the virtues of savings and systematic investment was something unthinkable. At that stage, he had the vision to educate the people to change their savings habits and lifestyle and to make their own earnings for their retirement. This, I believe, is a noble cause. Nothing short of a noble cause. Like a preacher, like an evangelistic fervor, he guided, held the hands of the people, did the service so efficiently and with a touch of love, care, and concern. I'm sure the rest few years and the remaining years also, he will be able to guide. As he rightly said, this is the time now for him to train the trainers. He should train the trainers and then that will continue, like for which he has formed the organization. I wish him all the very best in his continuous journey, a journey of love, a journey of service, a journey so fulfilling and rewarding to himself and to others. That is Shamsuddin, a person with unique qualities. And I wish him a blessed life, a happy life, and God bless him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And so kind, such a late hours you spent for us.
No. I am a late man. I sleep late, I get up late.
Mr. Kurian is speaking from India.
Yes, I'm speaking from my home. Nice to have met Sheikh. How are you, Sheikh? Carrying on with your business?
Everything's fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Kurian. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, AP Kurian sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Mr. KP Ravindran with us here, who is also from India, who is an industrialist, a social worker, an industrial motivator, and a promoter of kite. Mr. KP Ravindran, would you be able to share a few words with us tonight?
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity over here. I congratulate Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin from my bottom of my heart for completing 50 years of life in United Arab Emirates. He not only won the Emirates people, but the entire Indian. My special congratulations once again to Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin. And I was remembering the message of his father when he was landing into Dubai. He came with two messages of his father. The message one is never ever send any money through Hawala. That was the first message. The second message, even if you get a hill of gold, if it is not yours, don't touch it. He full I have some interruptions over here. I just wanted to complete my words very soon. I appreciate, I congratulate Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin. Still, he used to give his energetic communication to the entire Indian community, not only in United Arab Emirates, but in India, to encourage the investment, encourage the happiness, encourage the love among the people. May God bless him with all the good things. That is what I want to say now. And let us all pray for him. And my special thanks to his family, his wife. He married, taking.
There is some problem, I think. His net has some problem. Maybe you can go to another.
Yeah. So I'm here. I will complete with only one word. He married with a newspaper advertisement without taking a single penny from the White House. Again, I want to appreciate him. May God bless him with all the best things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ravindran, for participating from India and your kind words.
Thank you, Mr. KP Ravindran. Next, we have Mr. Sudesh Agarwal. I have a feeling that he has got disconnected, so I will move on to the next on our list. Dr. Mohammed Qasim, who is the chairman of Al Shifa Polyclinic. Doctor, could you please share a few words with us?
Good evening to all. Let me congratulate my brother, Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, for this milestone of 50 years of hard work and dedication. You know, we Keralites are generally very socially active people, and an organization's political or religious or an alumni is doing such a great job, we can accept. But last nearly 43 years of my life in the Gulf, we have not seen a person like Shamsuddin single-handedly as a one-man army doing this great job to the benefit of the poor expatriate population. See, he, by starting this Pravasi Bandhu, by hundreds of lectures, radio programs, and many seminars and workshops, he has really educated this labor class to have a financial freedom and a happy retirement. I'm sure on the other side of the Arabian Sea, there are many people enjoying the benefit of what the hard work he has done. Mr. Shamsuddin is from my district, Thrissur in Kerala, and he is a distant family member of my family. A Muslim person from Chavkad cannot expect to have such an idea of a financial planning or financial preaching, which normally is done by many other banking community in Kerala. You know, I was talking to him, who inspired him? He told me his parents told him how to save money, how to be careful about spending, how to careful about, you know, helping others. You know, probably he got inspired from his parents to do this job. I myself have seen his lectures many times. I work with him in many forums in Dubai and Sharjah. He himself visited one of our establishments to train the staff there. Believe me, there were many people who have been motivated by him. He not only do financial planning, he teach the values to everybody. He helped in stopping the smoking by this people. In fact, smoking is another dangerous evil, you know, people, you know, vices, you know, the laborers have. He also discourages drinking. Alcoholic drinking is another, you know, another issue where they lose a lot of their wealth, you know, and they go it off, they get into social problems and things. Even he gave a lot of counseling in many matters of personal life. So this is a great job done by Shamsuddin. And I don't think there is any other single person I know who are passionate about doing these things selflessly. He gets no advantage. He takes no advantage of this situation and do it, you know, just for his passion. And, you know, still he, at this age, after working 50 years, he still have a lot of energy to go forward. Yeah. So my recommendation is that, particularly in this audience where Sheikh Sultan bin Saud Al Qasimi is there, I would say he need to be, you know, recognized for his great activity. I would say UAE authorities should be kind enough to give him some sort of recognition, which I'm sure Sheikh Sultan can help him to attain it. We'll be very proud for that, you know, to get Shamsuddin getting some sort of honor from UAE authorities. As well, I request the government authorities in India to recognize his hard work, you know, for years together, without any sort of advantage for himself. He should be given some Padma Shri or Pravasi Bharatiya Samman, something like this, you know, to motivate him further and to be a role model for others to do such great jobs, you know, for society. Once again, I wish Shamsuddin a very healthy and a happy life forward. I also congratulate his family. I'm sure his family and children would have suffered a lot, you know, because he make such frequent trips to India and other Gulf countries for these seminars. So they would have really sacrificed their valuable time for him. So once again, I congratulate him. May Allah bless him to achieve further in his goals. And thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Qasim. Your kind words.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Qasim. We have Mr. Bhaskar Raj with us here, who is writing the biography of Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin currently. He has attended most of Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin's webinars, which has been conducted during the lockdown. Mr. Bhaskar Raj, can I please request you to speak a few words?
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Shamsuddin, respected Sheikh Sultan Al Qasimi, Dr. Asad Moopen, Mr. C.J. George, and the doyen of Indian Mutual Fund industry, Mr. Kurian, he has already left, and all other dignitaries. What I want to say that at times we come across such rare personalities whose life story is worth chronicling, not to project them, but to inspire others. Mr. Shamsuddin is such a personality. As Dr. As Dr. Asad Moopen said, Mr. Shamsuddin is a man with a golden heart. That is why I volunteered to write his biography. The more I interacted with him and observed him, the more colorful facets of his life and personality emerged. As Mr. Kurian said, he spotted the spark in him at a very early age. But much before than that, when he was just 13 years old, as a schoolboy, he used to save the money which his mother used to give him for his bus fare. And he used to save that money and started investing in the National Service Certificate. And he also persuaded his friends to do so, which means his advice or even kind of investment culture started at a very, very tender age. His life is a story of humanist and investment advisor, motivated, philanthropist, investment advisor, and NRI activist, a crusader, and educationist, and also an intelligent investor, all put together in a single personality. As Mr. George said, he is an evangelist of investment and savings. Okay, his story is also the history of how the Indian corporate world tapped the capital market as well as tapping the NRI investment, which served a lot of money for foreign exchange for the country. I have attended, as he said, as his daughter-in-law said, I attended most of his seminars, and I have come across people who call him up very, very, what's happened from the blue-collar workers and other middle-income people calling him up, saying, thanking him for the advice he gave them at the right time, which changed their lives. That is the personality of Mr. Shamsuddin. Once he said, as he also said, that my prayer to the Almighty is to give me the ability to give the right advice to my fellow beings, so that they can bring that can bring them peace and what's called a financial discipline in their life. So the noble personality is perennially concerned about the welfare and well-being of all our people. In fact, most of them are, as I said, blue-collar workers and middle-income people. As Mr. Shamsuddin's daughter-in-law said earlier, notice he is worried about the well-being of other people, especially during these days of COVID-affected and the pandemic-affected people. He was always worried about the well-being of the people. So he used to get a lot of calls from saying that, no, how to invest, how to, and in fact, these seminars actually, he is advising them how to adjust their life after COVID. But many of them are going penniless, and ill health is there. So he is advising them how to adjust their life. So he is, as he said, that an evangelist, and who is giving them the guiding principles for their settling their life even after this COVID. Actually, also he said that he was instrumental in mobilizing more than 25,000 crore rupees through the IPOs, because that was the time when India was opening up. We never knew that there is such a market there. And in fact, he was instrumental in persuading the Indian government to set a quota for NRIs for applying IPOs. Okay, so what I say is that, no, in fact, he is the one who is, what he said, that, no, instrument in mobilizing lots of funds. In a way, he is a billionaire, because through the workers or through the blue-collar expatriates, he must have been an inspiration to invest a lot of money, and that is the billionaire. So in a way, we can say that, no, he's a billionaire by other means. So I wish him long life, dedicated to the service of the people. He is also a true Pravasi Bandhu. I wish him every success in his life and long life in the service of our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bhaskar Raj. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Mr. Bhaskar Raj. We have Mr. Moideen Koya with us here, who is the one who invited Mr. KV Shamsuddin to conduct weekly radio programs in Asianet Radio in 2001. Mr. Moideen Koya, could you please share a few words with us?
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. I am much privileged and happy to be part of this great session with this all dignitaries. I consider Shamsuka as the ambassador of India and UAE cultural bridging. And definitely, we are all blessed with the presence of His Excellency Sheikh Sultan and other dignitaries. Basically, it shows the integrity and respect which he has gained through his life over this 50 years. And with the kind permission of the dignitaries, I must switch over to my mother tongue, our mother tongue, Malayalam, as it can express my entire emotion, which is very connected to the activities of Shamsuka. ഞാൻ ഉമ്മൽക്കുവൻ റേഡിയോയിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് 1995 മുതൽ മിസ്റ്റർ KPK വെങ്ങര ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള സഹപ്രവർത്തകരോടൊപ്പം ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്താണ് ഷംസുക്കായെ പരിചയപ്പെടുന്നത്. അന്ന് ഇടയ്ക്കൊക്കെ റേഡിയോയിൽ ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള പ്രഭാഷണങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹം നടത്തുമായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രഭാഷണത്തിൽ ഞാൻ കണ്ട വ്യത്യാസം, അദ്ദേഹം സാധുജനങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു കൺസേൺ ആണ്. എനിക്ക് അപ്പോഴും അറിയുമായിരുന്നില്ല അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു സംരംഭകനാണ് എന്ന കാര്യം. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു ബിസിനസ്സുകാരനാണെന്നോ അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു പ്രൊഫഷണലാണെന്നോ എന്നുള്ള കാര്യമല്ല. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സേവനത്വരയാണ് നമ്മെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ വിഷയമായി അന്ന് തോന്നിയത്. ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് റേഡിയോ തുടങ്ങിയ സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ആദ്യം ആലോചിച്ച ഒരു കാര്യം, തുച്ഛ വരുമാനക്കാരായ സാധാരണ ജനങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും നല്ല ഗുണഫലങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഏത് തരത്തിലുള്ള ഇടപെടലാണ് ഷംസുക്കയുടെ സേവനം വഴി ഉണ്ടാവുക എന്ന് ആലോചിച്ചപ്പോൾ, അങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങൾ കൂടിയിരുന്ന് ആലോചിച്ചപ്പോഴാണ് ഈ ആശയം ഉരുത്തിരിയുന്നത്. യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ വിനിമയം എന്ന പേരിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ ആരംഭിച്ച പരിപാടി എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയിലും സാധാരണക്കാരായ പ്രവാസികൾക്ക് അവരുടെ നിക്ഷേപം, സമ്പാദ്യം എന്നിവയെക്കുറിച്ച് കൃത്യമായ ഒരു അവബോധം നൽകുന്നതിന് സഹായിക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലായിരുന്നു. പലപ്പോഴും ഈ 400, 600, 500 ദിർഹം സാലറിയുള്ള ആളുകളെ എങ്ങനെയാണ് സമ്പാദിക്കുക എന്ന ചോദ്യത്തിന് മുന്നിൽ ഷംസുക്ക അവതരിപ്പിച്ച ഏറ്റവും പ്രായോഗികമായിട്ടുള്ള നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങൾ, അത് വലിയ തരത്തിലുള്ള സ്വാധീനം ആളുകൾക്കിടയിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഗുണമായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയത്, അദ്ദേഹം തീരെ പ്രിട്ടൻഷൻ ഇല്ലാത്ത, മുൻവിധികളില്ലാത്ത സാധാരണ ജനങ്ങളിലേക്ക് എപ്പോഴും കണ്ണോടിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളായതുകൊണ്ടാണ് എന്നാണ്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം നേരിട്ടുള്ള അനുഭവങ്ങളുടെ പശ്ചാത്തലത്തിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ് സാധാരണക്കാരായ മനുഷ്യർക്ക് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഉപദേശങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹം നൽകുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അത് ആളുകൾക്ക് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാൻ ഒട്ടും പ്രയാസമില്ലാത്ത രീതിയിൽ, നേരത്തെ ഡോക്ടർ കാസിമോടെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ചതുപോലെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു സാമ്പത്തിക വിദഗ്ധൻ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്കോ ഒരു സാമ്പത്തിക ബുദ്ധിജീവി എന്ന നിലയ്ക്കോ ഉള്ള വെറും ബൗദ്ധികമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രകടനമല്ല അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രഭാഷണങ്ങളും ഇടപെടലിൽ. അത് നേരത്തെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ച പോലെ പുകവലി, മദ്യപാനം പോലുള്ള ദുശീലങ്ങൾ സാധാരണക്കാരുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ദുരന്ത ഫലങ്ങളൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കൊണ്ടുള്ള അവരുടെ ജീവിതത്തെ തന്നെ അടിമുടി മാറ്റിമറിക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള ഇടപെടലുകളാണ് അദ്ദേഹം നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് നമ്മള് ലോകം മുഴുവനും ഈ പുതിയ ഉദാരവൽക്കരണത്തിന്റെയും ആഗോളവൽക്കരണത്തിന്റെയും ഒക്കെ പശ്ചാത്തലത്തിൽ ഒരു ചൂഷണ വ്യവസ്ഥ ലോകത്താകെ രൂപപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന പശ്ചാത്തലത്തിൽ സാമ്പത്തിക കൊളോണിയലിസം ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഒരു വിപത്തായി ലോകത്ത് സാധാരണക്കാരനെ ജനിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സമയത്ത് സാധാരണക്കാരനും ലോണ് എന്ന ഒരു ശീലത്തിലേക്ക്, സമ്പാദ്യം നിക്ഷേപം എന്നതിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ മാറി ലോൺ, വായ്പ, കടം എന്നതിലേക്ക് മാറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു യുഗത്തിൽ സാധാരണക്കാരോട് നമ്മള് വീണ്ടും അവരുടെ നിക്ഷേപ സ്വഭാവത്തിലേക്ക്, സമ്പാദ്യശീലത്തിലേക്ക് ഒക്കെ തിരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതിനുള്ള ഏറ്റവും പ്രായോഗികമായിട്ടുള്ള നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളാണ് അദ്ദേഹം പലപ്പോഴും കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു ബിസിനസ് രംഗത്ത് സക്സസ്ഫുൾ പേഴ്സൺ എന്നതിനേക്കാൾ അധികം എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ആകർഷകമായി തോന്നിയിട്ടുള്ളത് ഇപ്പോഴും മണ്ണിൽ കാല് ചവിട്ടി നിൽക്കുന്ന ഒരു സാധാരണക്കാരന്റെ മനസ്സ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിനുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതാണ് യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ലോകം ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്ന, ഏത് സമ്പന്നരിൽ നിന്നും ഇന്ന് കാലം ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു സമീപനം അതാണ് എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. കാരണം ഈ വിശാലമായ ലോകം ലക്ഷോപലക്ഷം കോടാനുകൂടി മനുഷ്യരുടേതാണ് എന്ന് കൂടി തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞ് എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഒരു സ്പേസ് അനുവദിച്ചു കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു ചൂഷണ വ്യവസ്ഥയെ മറികടന്നുകൊണ്ട് അവരെ കൂടി സഹായിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു വിശാലമായ താല്പര്യത്തിലേക്ക് മനുഷ്യൻ വരേണ്ട ഒരു കാലമാണിത്. അത് ഏറ്റവും ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു കാലമാണിത്. ഈ കോവിഡ് ദുരന്തം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു വലിയ പരീക്ഷണം മനുഷ്യ സമൂഹത്തിന് മുമ്പാകെ കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഘട്ടത്തിൽ ആളുകളെ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു അവബോധത്തിലേക്ക് നേരത്തെ കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ വേണ്ടി തന്നെ ശ്രമങ്ങൾ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ള ആളാണ് ഷംസുക്ക. ഷംസുക്കയുടെ ജീവിതത്തിന്റെ തന്നെ പ്രതിഫലനമാണ് യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഈ എല്ലാ രംഗങ്ങളിലും, അദ്ദേഹം ഇടപെടുന്ന രംഗങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ഇതുവരെ പുലർത്തുന്നത്. ഒരു മാധ്യമ പ്രവർത്തകൻ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാൾ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക്, ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് അറിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാൾ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക് എനിക്കുള്ള അഭിമാനം, ഒരുപക്ഷെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സേവന കാലാവധിയോളമാണ് എന്റെ പ്രായം. അദ്ദേഹം ഇവിടെ ഗൾഫിലേക്ക് വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് എനിക്ക് 4 വയസ്സോ മറ്റോ. അപ്പം ഏറ്റവും ജൂനിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാൾ പക്ഷേ ഞാനായിരിക്കണം. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ ഷംസുക്കയെ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത് എന്റെ വ്യക്തിപരമായ കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ പോലും ചിലപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം ഇടയ്ക്കിടെ വിളിച്ച് ഓർമ്മപ്പെടുത്തുന്ന കാര്യം, മറക്കരുത്, പിന്നെ എപ്പോഴും ശ്രദ്ധ വേണം, പ്രശ്നങ്ങളിലൊന്നും പെടാതെ സാമ്പത്തികമായിട്ടുള്ള അച്ചടക്കം വേണം, മിതവ്യയം ശീലിക്കണം, ഇത്തരം കാര്യങ്ങള് അങ്ങനെ നമ്മളുടെ ഒരു സ്വന്തമാണ് എന്ന് തോന്നുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള ഒരു ഇടപെടൽ. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഞാൻ അദ്ദേഹം നേതൃത്വം നൽകുന്ന ഒരു സ്കൂളിൽ ഞാൻ പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വിഷൻ എന്താണ് എന്ന് മനസ്സിലായാൽ നമ്മൾ ആ സ്കൂളിന്റെ ഒരു പ്രവർത്തന രീതി മനസ്സിലാക്കിയാൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ എല്ലാ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളിലും ഈ തരം ഒരു അച്ചടക്കം, ഏറ്റവും ഡൗൺ ടു എർത്ത് ആയിട്ടുള്ള, ഈ മണ്ണിൽ കാലൂന്നി നിൽക്കുന്നവന്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഉദാത്തമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സമീപനം അദ്ദേഹത്തിനുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത് തന്നെയാണ് എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഏറ്റവും ആകർഷകമായി തോന്നിയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യം. അതുപോലെ വ്യക്തിബന്ധം സൂക്ഷിക്കുന്നതിൽ, നമ്മുടെ മൂല്യങ്ങൾ സൂക്ഷിക്കുന്നതിൽ ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനമായിട്ടുള്ള സംഭവം ഭാരതത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വന്നിട്ടുള്ള ഏതൊരു മനുഷ്യനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും, ഭാരതത്തിന്റെ ഒരു സംസ്കൃതിയിൽ ജീവിച്ച ഏതൊരാളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും ജാതിക്കും മതത്തിനും ഇസങ്ങൾക്കും ഒക്കെ അതീതമായി മാനവികതയുടെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഒരു മന്ത്രം എപ്പോഴും ഉള്ളിൽ സൂക്ഷിക്കുന്നവരാണ് ഇന്ത്യക്കാർ. ഈ ഉദാരതയുടെയും കാരുണ്യത്തിന്റെയും ഈ മണ്ണിൽ വന്ന്, ഈ UAE എന്ന മണ്ണിൽ വന്ന് 50 കൊല്ലം ജീവിക്കുക മാത്രമല്ല, ഇവിടുത്തെ സമൂഹത്തോട് ഏറ്റവും ഇടപഴകി ജീവിക്കുകയും ഈ സമൂഹത്തിൽ ഇന്ത്യക്കാരെ കുറിച്ച് മതിപ്പുളവാക്കുന്ന രീതിയിൽ പ്രവർത്തിക്കുകയും ചെയ്ത അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും പല അംഗീകാരങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹം അർഹിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഒരുപക്ഷെ അംഗീകാരങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും പിറകെ അങ്ങനെ പോകാത്ത ആളായത് കൊണ്ടാവണം അദ്ദേഹം ഇതിനകം അത് ആ രീതിയിൽ സ്വീകരിക്കപ്പെടാതെ പോയത്. പക്ഷെ അദ്ദേഹം അത് അർഹിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് എന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും സന്തോഷമുള്ള കാര്യം, ഭാസ്കർ രാജ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ജീവചരിത്രം എഴുതുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സന്തോഷമായിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നു. ഏറ്റവും വലിയ അംഗീകാരത്തെക്കാൾ വലിയ അംഗീകാരം അതാണ്. കാരണം അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ജീവിതം ഒരു സന്ദേശം അടുത്ത തലമുറയ്ക്ക് കൊടുക്കാൻ പാകത്തിലുള്ള അധ്വാനത്തിന്റെയും സമർപ്പണത്തിന്റെയും ഒക്കെ ഒരു കഥയാണ്. ആ അർത്ഥത്തിൽ ആ പുസ്തകം ശ്രദ്ധിക്കപ്പെടുമെന്ന് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. ഷംസുക്ക തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ള എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇനിയും ധാരാളം കാര്യങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട്. ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്ന വീക്ഷണ ഗുണം അദ്ദേഹത്തിനുണ്ട്, സമർപ്പണ ബുദ്ധിയുണ്ട്, അധ്വാനശീലമുണ്ട്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് പ്രായം ഏശാത്ത ഒരാളാണ് എന്ന് പല കാരണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് എനിക്കറിയാം. അദ്ദേഹം എത്രയധികം എവിടെയൊക്കെ എന്തൊക്കെ കാര്യങ്ങളിൽ ഇടപെടുമ്പോഴും അതിനൊക്കെ ഒരു പെർഫെക്ഷൻ കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ വലിയൊരു പ്രചോദനവും മാതൃകയുമായി തീർന്നിട്ടുള്ള അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഈ 50 വർഷം, പ്രവാസത്തിന്റെ 50 വർഷം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വിജയകരമായ 50 വർഷത്തിന്റെ അധ്വാന വർഷങ്ങളാണ്. ആ വർഷത്തിന് എല്ലാ അഭിവാദ്യവും, ഈ ആഘോഷത്തിന് എല്ലാ അഭിവാദ്യവും അർപ്പിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് എല്ലാ സൗഖ്യവും നേരുന്നു. ഒപ്പം അദ്ദേഹത്തോട് തോൾ ചേർന്ന് നിൽക്കുന്ന അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ കുടുംബത്തിലെ ഓരോ അംഗങ്ങൾക്കും അഭിവാദ്യം നേരുന്നു. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ മാതാവുമായിട്ടുള്ള അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ബന്ധം എനിക്കറിയാം. ഞങ്ങൾ പലപ്പോഴും സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഒരുപക്ഷെ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളതും അറിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളതാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് അമ്മയോടുള്ള ആത്മബന്ധം. ഒരു ഗൈഡിങ് ഫോഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് അത് തന്നെയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും അദ്ദേഹത്തെ മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത് എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്. ഷംസുക്കയ്ക്ക് എല്ലാ ഭാവങ്ങളും ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി നേരുന്നു. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ ഇത്രയും നല്ല ഒരു പാനലില് എന്നെ കൂടി ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയതിന് വിനയപൂർവ്വം നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. എന്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ വളരെ സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം ഒരു ജ്യേഷ്ഠ സഹോദരന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് നിന്ന് ഇന്നും പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ഷംസുക്കയ്ക്ക് നന്ദി പറയുക കൂടി ചെയ്യുന്ന ഈ സന്ദർഭം.
താങ്ക് യു മുതിൻ കോയ.
Thank you, Mr. Muhyiddin Koya. We have Mr. Ramesh Payanur here with us, who is part of KV Shamsuddin's radio program from the last 17 years. Mr. Ramesh Payanur, could you please speak a few words?
Yeah, thank you. It is my pleasure to join with you, Mr. KV Shamsuddin. And
Mr. Ramesh Payanur, can I please interrupt you? Can everyone keep your mics on mute, please? There's a lot of echo.
Pardon?
Yeah. Please go ahead, Mr. Ramesh Payanur.
Yeah, one second. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it is my pleasure to join with you, Mr. KV Shamsuddin, Sheikh Sultan Saud Al-Khazmi, Mr. KK Muhyiddin Koya, Bhaskar Raj, Dr. Asad Moopen, and other dignitaries. Actually, എനിക്ക് കുറച്ചുകൂടി മലയാളത്തിലാണ് എൻ്റെ ഫീലിങ്സ്. പ്ലീസ് ലെറ്റ് മീ ടു എക്സ്പ്രസ് മൈ ഫീലിങ്സ് ഇൻ മലയാളം. സോറി ഷെയ്ഖ് സുൽത്താൻ സാബ്. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞ 18-19 വർഷക്കാലമായിട്ട് KV ഷംസുദ്ദീന്റെ കൂടെ ഒരു റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാമിന്റെ രൂപത്തിൽ സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. നേരത്തെ മൊയ്തീൻ കോയ പറഞ്ഞു, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാമിനെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു. വിനിമയം എന്ന പരിപാടിയിൽ തുടങ്ങി, പിന്നീട് അത് ജീവിതരേഖയിലേക്ക് മാറി. ഇപ്പോ റേഡിയോ ഏഷ്യയില് നമ്മള് ബി പോസിറ്റീവ് എന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാമിലൂടെ കഴിഞ്ഞ 18-19 വർഷക്കാലമായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തോടൊപ്പം സഞ്ചരിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങള് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇവിടെ ഈ ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികള് സമ്പാദിക്കുകയും നാട്ടിലേക്ക് പൈസ അയച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയും ആ പൈസ മുഴുവൻ അവിടെ നാട്ടിലുള്ള ബന്ധുക്കൾ ധൂർത്തടിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാലം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആ കാലത്തിൽ നിന്നും ഗൾഫ് മലയാളിയെ മാറ്റിയെടുത്തത് KV ഷംസുദ്ദീനാണ്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികൾക്ക് ഒരു ദിശാബോധം നൽകുകയും അവരെ സാമ്പത്തിക അച്ചടക്കം പഠിപ്പിക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു എന്നത് മാത്രമല്ല അദ്ദേഹം ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. നാട്ടിൽ പോയിട്ട് ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികളുടെ കുടുംബങ്ങളെ മുഴുവൻ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ച് അവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി ക്ലാസ്സുകൾ നൽകുകയും അവർക്കും ദിശാബോധം നൽകുകയും ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. എത്രയോ കണ്ണുനീരണിയിക്കുന്ന ക്ലാസ്സുകളുടെ കഥകളെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീൻ പറഞ്ഞതായിട്ട് ഞാൻ ഓർക്കുന്നു. കാരണം അത്തരം ക്ലാസ്സുകൾ കഴിയുമ്പോൾ അവിടുന്ന് പല ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികളുടെയും അമ്മമാരും ഉമ്മമാരും ബാപ്പമാരും ഒക്കെ കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീൻ അടുത്ത് വന്നിട്ട് കരഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് പറയും, എന്റെ മകൻ ഇത്ര മാത്രമേ വരുമാനം ഗൾഫിലുള്ളൂ എന്ന് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോഴാണ് അറിയുന്നത്, അത് അവൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു എന്നൊക്കെ കണ്ണീര് അണിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് പറയുന്ന ഒരുപാട് ആൾക്കാരെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, എന്നും കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീൻ പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓർമ്മപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാല്, ഈ പ്രവാസി മലയാളി ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സമയത്ത് തിരിച്ചു പോകേണ്ട അവരാണ് എന്നുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു തിരിച്ചുപോക്കിന്റെ വലിയൊരു ഒഴുക്കിന്റെ സമയമാണ് ഇപ്പൊ ഈ COVID-19 കാലത്ത് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നത്. ആ സമയത്തൊക്കെ പലരും സമ്പാദ്യമൊന്നും ഇല്ലാതെ, ഒരു ബാങ്ക് അക്കൗണ്ട് പോലും ഇല്ലാതെ തിരിച്ചു പോകേണ്ടി വന്ന എത്രയോ ആൾക്കാരെ എനിക്കറിയാം. അത് ഞാനും കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീനും കൂടെ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പലപ്പോഴും പറയുകയും പല ആൾക്കാരും ആ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ പങ്കെടുത്ത് പല ശ്രോതാക്കളും അവരുടെ വിഷമപ്പെടുത്തുന്ന ജീവിതാനുഭവങ്ങൾ, ജീവിതാവസ്ഥകളൊക്കെ പറയുകയും ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്കും വളരെ വിഷമം തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ അതിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികളെ മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നതാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വിജയം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികളുടെ ഏത് വിഷയം വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാലും പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിക്ക് കത്തെഴുതാനും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിക്ക് കത്തെഴുതാനും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ നാടിന്റെ ഭരണാധികാരികൾക്ക് കൃത്യമായ സമയത്ത് കൃത്യമായ രീതിയിൽ മെമ്മോറാണ്ടം നൽകാനും ഒക്കെ കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീൻ കാണിക്കുന്ന ആ താല്പര്യം ഞാൻ നേരിട്ട് കണ്ട ആളാണ്. ഏത് വിഷയം വന്നാലും ഈ സമ്പാദ്യശീലം വളർത്തുക എന്നത് മാത്രമല്ല അദ്ദേഹം ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യം, ഈ ഗൾഫ് മലയാളികളുടെ എല്ലാ പ്രശ്നങ്ങളിലും ദൈനംദിന പ്രശ്നങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ സജീവമായിട്ട് ഇടപെടുകയും അവർക്ക് വേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തു കൊടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരാളാണ്. മാത്രമല്ല, ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരാള് വിഷമിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഘട്ടം വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അദ്ദേഹം സാമ്പത്തികമായിട്ടും അല്ലാതെയും മോറലായിട്ടും അവരെ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് നിത്യവും ഞാൻ കാണാറുണ്ട്. എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയും ഞങ്ങള് റേഡിയോ ഷോയിലൂടെ സംഗമിക്കാറുണ്ട്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 18-19 വർഷക്കാലമായിട്ട് ഇത് നിത്യവും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചകളിലും ഒരു റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാം എന്ന നിലയിൽ. അപ്പൊ അദ്ദേഹം നേരിട്ടാണ് മുമ്പൊക്കെ വരിക. ഇപ്പൊ ഈ കോവിഡ് കാലം ആയതുകൊണ്ട് നേരിട്ട് കാണാൻ ഇപ്പൊ കുറച്ചു കാലമായി അദ്ദേഹത്തെ 3-4 മാസമായി നേരിട്ട് കണ്ടിട്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മള് ടെലിഫോണിലൂടെയാണ് പ്രോഗ്രാം ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യുക. പക്ഷെ അപ്പോഴും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഹൃദയവികാരങ്ങൾ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് വായിച്ചെടുക്കാനും മനസ്സിലാക്കാനൊക്കെ സാധിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. 50 വർഷം പൂർത്തിയാക്കുക എന്നുള്ള അതും വെറും പൂർത്തിയാക്കലല്ല, 50 വിജയകരമായ വർഷങ്ങൾ എന്ന് തന്നെ നമ്മൾ അടയാളപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ടി വരും. കാരണം അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ജീവിതം സംഭവബഹുലമായ ജീവിതമാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം പണ്ട് തുടങ്ങിയ കാലത്ത് ആൾക്കാരെ പ്രചോദിപ്പിച്ചിരുന്നത് മുതൽ ഇന്ന് ആൾക്കാരെ ബോധവൽക്കരിക്കുന്ന കാലം വരെയുള്ള അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ആ കാലഘട്ടത്തെ അടയാളപ്പെടുത്തുന്നത് ശ്രീ ഭാസ്കർജിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ആ ഒരു പുസ്തക രൂപത്തിൽ അത് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അടയാളപ്പെടുത്തുമെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ വിശ്വാസം. അത് ഭാവി തലമുറയ്ക്ക് പ്രയോജനകരമാകുന്ന രീതിയിൽ അത് വന്ന് ഭവിക്കും എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഈ കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീന്റെ ഈ നീണ്ട യാത്രയ്ക്ക്, 50 വർഷം നീണ്ട ഈ ഗോൾഡൻ ജൂബിലി യാത്രയ്ക്ക് എല്ലാവിധ ഭാവുകളും നേരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹമാണ് എന്നെ സമ്പാദ്യശീലം പഠിപ്പിച്ചത്. ഈ കഴിഞ്ഞ കുറെ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വാക്കുകൾ കേട്ടാണ് ഞാനും സമ്പാദ്യശീലം തുടങ്ങിയത്. അത് ഇന്ന് തരക്കേടില്ലാത്ത ഒരു നല്ല രീതിയിൽ നാട്ടിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചുപോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ തരക്കേടില്ലാതെ ജീവിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു ചുറ്റുപാടിലേക്ക് എന്നെ മാറ്റിയെടുത്തത് കെ വി ഷംസുദ്ദീനാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തോട് ഞാൻ കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. മാത്രമല്ല, അദ്ദേഹത്തോടൊപ്പം റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാം ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചതിലുള്ള ചാരിതാർത്ഥ്യം കൂടി ഈ അവസരത്തിൽ പങ്കുവെക്കുകയാണ്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 18 വർഷക്കാലമായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തോടൊപ്പം റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാമിന്റെ രൂപത്തിൽ യാത്ര ചെയ്യുന്ന റേഡിയോ പ്രോഗ്രാം അവതാരകൻ എന്ന നിലയിൽ എനിക്ക് വലിയ അഭിമാനമുണ്ട്. ഷംസുഖയ്ക്ക് എല്ലാവിധ ഭാവങ്ങളും നേരുന്നു. സർവശക്തൻ ഇനിയും ഒരുപാട് കാലം അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ദീർഘായുസ്സും ആരോഗ്യവും എല്ലാം കൊടുക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് ഞാൻ പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh Payanur. Okay, Mr. Saji Krishnan, please.
Good evening, all. Assalamu alaikum. Respected Sheikh Sultan Al Saud, Mr. Shamsuddin sir, and Mr. George, Mr. Asad Mupan, and all the other dignitaries and the participants joined this respectful moment from different part of the world. It's really a special moment for all of us who known Mr. Shamsuddin sir. I really call him sir because I respect him like a mentor since I met him. I initially heard about him in the year of 2000 when I came over to UAE. It has been 20 years now. We are, know him and a continuous contact with him. For every interaction, I learned something from Mr. Shamsuddin sir because he's like a school. Every time he speaks, he say, we have to talk about social services, social activities, improvement for the society, helping people, disciplinary of financials, create opportunities for the people. We share several views and in our conversations. I really would like to mention few words about Mr. Samsudeen sir. He is a passionate about social service for helping the society, which he thoroughly enjoys, because I know he's start working very early and he ends very late, because we normally speak very late night and it goes on like hours and hours sometimes. So it is really enjoying that what he's doing. Then only we can do it more and more and more. And today we have seen his energy. He still wants to do more, and he will need to create a team to continue his effort for the next generation over the generation. And I'm very happy to hear that you all will be there for you with your vision to support you and to make that happen. I'm sure about that. A lot of people will join that. He really, the capacity that he works with government authorities when needy people approaches him is really amazing, because he never leaves things until it's clear. And he follow up in many ways, and he know which door to be knocked to get open and help that person who approached him. I have very personal experience recently that something happened to a known person who passed away in Sharjah, and I just called him for some information and help. He is followed up every day till the process and formalities are over. And the follow-up he does is really very important. Even if I forget or I take some time to call him back, but he again called me that, Saji, is that done? Is it clear? Is everything is okay? And he told me that, Saji, if you want, I can call the family of the person who lost the family. I will call and make comfortable for them. So he is always helping the people wherever he can. And we cannot forget, Mr. Shamsuddin sir, that all that what he is doing is perfectly for the society, nothing for him. So I thank each and every one of you joining this moment to celebrate Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin's 50 years or golden years of the UAE and the achievements for his outstanding social commitments over the last 5 decades. A big thanks to the organizers and arranging such a great event and giving me a privilege to speak few words about my mentor on this special day. Sir, may God bless you with all happiness and good health to serve the society for many more years. Thank you once again. Thanks to all. God bless you.
Thank you, Saji.
Thank you.
Rana, we have Ramesh Krishnamurthy.
Oh. Mr. Ramesh Krishnamurthy, could you please share a few words with us?
You can hear now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening to respected Sheikh Sultan, George sir, Dr. Mupan, Shamsuddin sir, and all other dignitaries. It is truly a privilege that I got this opportunity to share my thoughts about Mr. Shamsuddin, who is truly an inspiration of how a human can render selfless services to fellow humans, and particularly to the biggest neglected segment of the fellow humans who are underprivileged or who do not have adequate knowledge of how to be disciplined in financial savings and how can somebody help themselves and their families to grow in their life. I got into I got introduced to Mr. Shamsuddin when I was in UTI in 1998, 1999. Since that time, I have been seeing Mr. Shamsuddin tirelessly, championing the causes of upgrading the standard of living of the fellow NRI community. And I also got the privilege to work in Brazil and then share my small bit of contribution in the endeavor in the mission of Mr. Shamsuddin. So I worked between October 2002 to August 2008. And one thing, like, you know, that made me to come and join Team Shamsuddin was, I have seen that in this part of the world, the bankers and other investment advisors always go behind the wealthy people, and the people who really need some sort of a service, who really need some sort of advice, they are completely neglected, and they have been, like, you know, taken for ride by fly-by-night operators. So I'm here for the last 22 years, and this is my 34th year in the financial services industry, in mutual fund industry. And in the last 22 years, the one and only organization, the one and only institution which has stood rock solid on the soils of United Arab Emirates is Burjeel Geojit Securities. And all credit for that goes to Mr. Shamsuddin. Because other than that, other than Burjeel, you cannot count on your fingers even a couple of other institutions or organizations who have continued in their mission of, like, you know, advising and then serving the investor community, and particularly the middle class and then the lower middle class community. Shamsuddin, I can, like, you know, summarize what he is. He is a person who should be a role model for any other human being. Whatever I have seen, like, you know, whatever I have heard, service to humanity is service to God. And whatever services Shamsuddin is doing selflessly, like, you know, not only in a guiding people in investment related matters, but in all round, like, you know, areas, anybody going with any kind of, like, you know, issues, whether it is personal or family or of office related or work related issues, he is always there to, like, you know, go and help them out. And I have traveled with Shamsuddin to Abu Dhabi late in the nights, to Sharjah and many other, like, you know, Align and many other Emirates. During late nights also, he come tirelessly, drive down, and then, like, you know, with full energy and enthusiasm, he take into account, and then he comes here, he lowers himself to the level of the other person who can understand things in the most simplest, like, you know, manner, and then he gel with them and then render his services. My prayers to Almighty God to, like, you know, shower his choicest of blessings on Mr. Shamsuddin and his family. And I hope and pray that his services will continue to help the humanity, and particularly the fellow, like, you know, Indians and other nationalities who are in UAE and other GCC region. Thank you so much, Shamsuddin sir. You are always an inspiration. And like, you know, thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh Krishnamurthy. Due to time constraints and a lot of people waiting to say a few words, I kindly request you all to keep it brief here onwards so that we can stick to our schedule. Mr. KV Shamsuddin, could you please tell us if we have enough time, because few of them are raising, few of the attendees have raised their hands to speak, or do you want to take it up after the vote of thanks?
Yeah, Mr. Krishnan hasn't talked. Mr.
Yes.
Krishnan hasn't talked.
Yes, Mr. Krishnan Ramachandran, could you share a few words with us now?
Because we are living together.
Many congratulations.
That is why you can speak last.
Yes, yes, yes. And thank you, and many, many congratulations, Mr. Shamsuddin. I remember 15 years, nearly 15 years ago, when I walked into Burjeel's office, one of the first persons to greet me was Mr. Shamsuddin. And today, after 15 years, it is that same energy. There is not a single iota of dilution in his energy levels when he is doing whatever he does. And whatever he does at his best. We have known him as a person who propagates savings and investment. But as a human being, I think he is the rarest of the rare person that you can find in the world. I have seen him go out of the way to help people. Things that are not really, that people would think that at least twice before doing something, he would simply pick up the call and pick up his phone and talk to somebody and see whether he can. If you look at so much of the, I must at this point also say that in terms of regulation, he is one of the pioneers to bring a lot of activism within the government of India. For instance, when PAN card was an issue, he was the one who ran to the ministry, right? He would be the first person to write to the Consul General, to the Ministry of Finance. When Aadhaar came, he would, today Aadhaar is available for non-resident India. I think he is one of the first person who pioneered this concept of getting Aadhaar to be for recognized and accepted for non-resident Indians. When recently when the taxation rules for residency was changed, he was the first person. He would come to my office and say, Krishnan, this does not happen. We have to do something about it. So I have had this opportunity in the last, I would say 30% of his life. I have been honored to be part of it almost on a daily basis. And I've heard him speak about everything and what people, and what impresses me and everybody in Team Barjeel is his selflessness. He is a friend, philosopher, guide to all of us. We don't, there is no colleague relationship that we have in our office. He is like the most welcome person that we want to talk to him, see him. If I don't see him for a couple of days, everybody in office is wondering what happens to him, where is he gone? The only thing I wish, Mr. Samsudin, is that you take care of your health. I think this is something that we have been telling you for quite some time, and we need you to be around for a longer period of time to be a sort of an inspiration to this community as a whole. And my only wish on this momentous day is to see that you please take care of your health. We will all there to pray for you, and it has been a pleasure and honor to be alongside with you over these last 15 years. I take this opportunity also to thank Sheikh Sultan, Mr. George, and the management and board members of Barjeel, who have been solid, rock solid with us in terms of whatever we want to do. And it is probably one of the reasons why we have been able to withstand more than 18 years of existence in the UAE. Thank you one and all for being with us today to honor this unique and rare personality in UAE. Thank you, Mr. Shams.
Thank you. Rana, before going to vote of thanks, I have to say something in between.
Yes, Daddy, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to say special thanks from her to somebody else. That is nothing else, my family. My wife, my Samir Shamsuddin, my son, Samir Shamsuddin, Shamil Shamsuddin, and my two daughter-in-laws, Fasla Abu Bakr and Rana Najib, and grandchildren. All of them are permitted me to do all this work. Without their support, without their help, I cannot do all these things. The tolerance they have, the patience they have, I cannot explain. You can imagine a person is sitting and talking to 30, 40 calls a day in a family. You all can imagine how much tolerance they have. So I express my sincere thanks in front of all this audience to my family members, all the members of my family. And I pray Almighty God, all their patience to get reward to them, and continues the approach all my life to give more service to the society, because I have to tell this in front of the great audience. That is the reason I ask permission from you before going for the official vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you on behalf of the whole Shams family, Daddy. And now I request Samir Shamsuddin, who is the son of Mr. K.V. Shamsuddin, to present the vote of thanks.
Good evening all. On behalf of my dad, K.V. Shamsuddin, and the family, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to all those who have directly and indirectly contributed to my dad's philanthropic journey in the Gulf. Honorable Sheikh Sultan bin Saud Al Qasimi, it is always a pleasure hearing you speak. Thank you for the immense support and trust that you have lent to my dad. My dad's dream of starting a financial service company in UAE was fulfilled with your trust and support. Mr. CJ George, association with Geojit under your leadership was a proud moment for Dad. It was recognizing his efforts on promoting capital markets among Indian diaspora of the Gulf. I must mention our deep sense of gratitude to both of you. Padma Shri Dr. Azad Moopen, my dad fondly treasures your friendship, and we are all grateful for always being a big supporter of his social and his philanthropic activity. Dad lovingly shares many instances the support you have provided him in various social bodies. You have a special heart, special place in his heart. Thank you. Shri A.P. Kurian, I know he has excused himself, but I have to mention, it is such a pleasure to hear how he addresses my father as a little boy. His advice and guidance have always encouraged him greatly. Dad always has a big smile on his face after he speaks to him. Dad lovingly shares pearls of advice he's provided Dad over many years. Thank you. Mr. Ravindran, Mr. Bhaskar Raj, Mr. Saji, Mr. Ramesh Krishnamurthy, and Dr. Qasim. Thank you for all your beautiful words and wishes. Dad always feels privileged to earn your friendship and is always grateful on the huge support and encouragement each one of you have provided over the years. Shri Mohiuddin Koya, my dad fondly remembers the day you invited him to conduct the weekly radio program way back in 2001. This was a turning point in his philanthropic activity. Thank you for all your beautiful words. Dear Ramesh Payanur has always conducted Dad's radio program besides him for the last 17 years. Thank you for all the inevitable support, anchoring, and assisting Dad during the program. Mr. Krishna Ramachandran, Dad's right-hand man in Burjil, who holds the baton and revealing Dad from the day-to-day operations, thereby encouraging Dad to do what he does the best. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Saji Krishnan, thank you very much for all your beautiful words. Thank you. Most of all, to all my dad's well-wishers who abundantly expresses their gratitude on their success stories following Dad's advice. These stories of success inspires Dad and immensely encourages him to continue his philanthropic activity. Thank you for all your prayers and wishes. Thank you all.